Hey everyone, we're finally out of the hotel and into La Nostra Casa Nuova. In this episode, we're going to show you our new house. Well, not really. It's still a mess, there's boxes everywhere and we're still kind of moving in, but we will show you some of the house and talk about the move-in process.
One of the most challenging things facing people who move overseas is where to live. Here we had two options. We could either move on base or we could live out in town, or as they say here, on the economy. Most people are required to live on base until it reaches a certain occupancy. However, since we have a larger family and they couldn't accommodate us in one of the larger houses, we were given the option to move off base. The process here is that all incoming personnel are assigned a housing officer, who's somebody that acts as a liaison between the families and the landlords.
The guy who helped us get our house, his name was Giuseppe. Our landlord's name is Giuseppe. The electrician's name is Giuseppe. The pool guy's name is probably Giuseppe.
You can't just go out into town and pick your own place. You have to pick from a list of approved properties that have already been screened for things like safety, location, and water quality. You also have the option to find a place on your own and have housing go through the approval process, but it could take 4 to 6 weeks, and we just didn't have that timeline. Most of the people that I talked to that live out in town looked at maybe 20 to 30 places before deciding on a house.
Italian houses look different than American houses because they're older compared to American houses.
I lucked out because the dentist that I replaced moved out of a beautiful villa, and when I came to look at it, it's the first one we saw, and I was like, you know what, this kind of checks 99% of the boxes. It's good enough for us. After 12 weeks of temporary hotel living, we finally have La Nostra Casa.
I like this place better than the Navy Lodge because it's bigger and it has 3 stories. 1, 2, 3. Uno, due, tre. Italian, baby.
When I first saw this house, I really liked it. It's a traditional style Italian villa and has good outdoor space. It has a lot of really cute things like built-in cabinets and an adorable little Italian kitchen that had some of those traditional qualities that I really wanted in the house. It also had a large space outside, including a swimming pool.
Sammy pool. My favorite thing about this house is the pool because it's super fun. It has diving board and it's just super fun to play in.
Miei figli sono molto contenti di avere una piscina.
The pool is nice because we have a diving board, a slide, and there's gold at the bottom.
In the middle of the pool, there are 5 golden letters, which are the landlord's initials of his family members. It's a weird flex, but okay.
The house is 3 levels and 5 bedrooms, so it's definitely enough room to share and have guests.
We also have an outdoor kitchen with a brick oven so we can make pizzas, but I'm going to use it to make pizza rolls. I like this house not only because of the views of the volcano and the ocean, but it's also gated, so that gives us a little extra security. Oh, there's also a security system.
One thing I love about this house is that it's close to the water. We're only a couple minutes drive from the coastline. It's walkable, but it's a steep hill with lots of curves, so I don't think we'll walk it. We also have a beautiful view of the volcano, Mount Etna, and we have a little peekaboo ocean view as well.
Because we live far from school, we now get to take the bus to school, and I like it better because we are always right on time.
I had no clue how the move-in process was going to go. We're coming from a very large American house with, giant pantries, walk-in closets in every room, wide doorways. And this just more traditional house is not like that. I didn't know how they were going to get all the furniture up 3 levels in a very narrow staircase. We live on a more narrow winding road that goes up a cliffside, so I was really curious how they were going to get the trucks up. When we showed up the morning of the move, the movers were already here and ready for us. They had about 4 smaller trucks instead of the big truck that I was anticipating. So when you move overseas, they put all your boxes into large wooden crates, and we had about 15 crates, so those all came up on separate trucks. It's such a hectic day because you have to really watch the crates as they're opened to make sure that nothing went missing, and they give you these large inventory sheets of every single box and what's in it, and you have to check off all your contents one by one. To my surprise, the first thing that they unloaded off the truck was an elevator system, which went up the side of the house. We have a 3-story house and each story has balconies on it. So they built an elevator system along the balconies that was basically just tracks and rails with a platform that went up and down.
This house is bigger than what we had in Virginia, so I thought for sure that we could fit everything easily. Nope. Just box after box kept coming and just kept on filling up the house. We have way too much stuff. With all the boxes that we have, I'm convinced that we're never gonna move in. But we will eventually. We've been working hard. So until then, a dopo, arrivederci.